You know I love it. Coming in with a smile. Yes, yes, you don't stop. Big John come rocking a short shot, baby. It's Taco Tuesday here on a big show. Call to the Pen HQ, redheaded stepchild of that Hammer Betting Network. Please take a second and hat tip our boy Rob Pizzola, the GOAT, north of the border, setting up the Can-Am connection. The pizza man bringing you the large round. That's me. John Laghezza at John Laghezza. How creative. Mr. Moving Averages on the Bird app. Oh, on the X app. X will bring it to you. Dude, people, just call it Twitter. I swear to God, people are freaking out of their minds. It's so easy to drive normal people nuts. Just call it Twitter. You'll be tweeting on Twitter. That's it, and nothing changes. Took me a second to find the Bird, although my Chrome app's still using the Bird. What's up? Yo, gotta thank all the people. First and foremost, right, without you, there's no us. D-Rock, Taco Core, first in line. Capo status achieved. James WP, Johnny Laghezza, no Fugazi, John Laghezza, flow sharper than a razor. Go get it, Jeff L. Good morning, Brian Rose. My dude, Brian Rose, we got to get you on sometime, my man. Sharpest tool in the shed. Of course, J-Bird on the ones and the twos. All right, let's just get into it. We got a full slate. Unfortunately, the FanDuel K-Leader not up. I am going to try and keep it in mind. I was like refreshing as we got up to the show, but I don't think it's going to happen. So we're going to have to really just fly through this one. Doing pretty good lately. I know my site's been doing really well. Again, follow it on Twitter. Take you to Sharpener if you want to pay for it. If not, whatever. No one cares. Let's try and make some money, have some fun while we're doing it. First up, it's the Halos and Griffin Canning, the Winged Lion, plus 105, Slight Dog on the road against Erod and the Tigres in Detroit Rock City, minus 125. Jay, this one we can't bury the lead. We got to hurry up and go get it. I'm very strong to the under here, but it's got to be 4.5. You know what? I'm seeing a few of those. Let's get that. We'll get into it. Again, Canning, 4.5 ERA, 1.23 whip. Not necessarily buying it. The indicators are all sub 4. Walk rate below 8. 12.5 swing and strike, 30 CSW. A lot of the stuff we like to look for. Keeping the ball on the ground 46% of the time. Couple home runs, but I think that's going to regress the other way. I've kind of been a big Canning guy. Right, the home run to fly ball rate at 19. That's extremely high, especially against righties. Like I said, I think that number is going to correct. Sierra list. I call it last 30 days of my pitching sheet, but I like to be very clear. That's why you see it's like roughly 400 pitches. It actually is not really 30 days. I probably should change to like 45 because we're looking for where we figure it's not. Guys don't really throw 100 pitches anymore. So you're looking for 5 starts. It's not always 30 days with days off. So I try and stretch it and try and get like 40 innings, right? If you throw, or 35 innings, and if you're throwing 10 to 12 pitches, there's your 400 pitches, just to give an idea. Canning's been very strong as of late. We know Erod's been excellent, 2.70 ERA, 0.97 whip, OPS at 5.79. Hachi, Machi, Liberace. My dude's doing the thing. Got the control working, 5.5 walk rate, 33.5 ball rate, 6% miss, 84 zone contact, winning in, winning out, suppressing contact as well, 28% hard hit rate, sub, homer 9, 282 expected WOBA for the big lefty. I wonder if he'll be on the move. Well, man, this Detroit team, you could see the underpinnings of, right, we talk about with the Nets. Not so much with the A's because they stink, but the Tigers can have the underpinnings of a team that could win. So let's go under the 2.5. The offense is, the LA offense has been good, but there's quite a few holes in it, right? The OPS at 850, which is tremendous, right? We don't want to hide that. 132 WRC plus, tremendous. However, 29% K rate as a team, 16 swinging strikes, 79 in zone contact. That's why I mentioned that with Erod. I think they match up really, really well. They have also hit lefties pretty good, but again, I'm just not too worried about it. Erod has been excellent in a race to 15. I have a feeling Canning suppresses the Tigers So I love that 4.5 because it lets us get to 2-2. So that's our first under and the first play. Let's move it on. I'm going to try to keep a good pace. We got so much work to do. It's the Blackbirds, orange vest, Kyle Gibson on the road, 105, slight dog, going to Philly to face the Broad Street Bullies, and Taiwan Walker for the Fighting Phils. Man, a lot of Jag stuff here. Again, people ask, well, how are you able to do this? Fire Sports, I see a corner of my third eye right there. What's going on? Thank you so much, man. You're a big part of this, what we've built here. Thank you. The community truly is a very big part of this. Right? Sparta. We may be small, but we are fierce. And again, if you're listening to this stuff in the middle of the summer, July, like, one of us. Because there's just nothing quite like this anywhere. I mean, if there was, let me show it to me. Let's see it. I'll turn this up another notch. Know what I'm saying? So I bring up the pitching sheet. I like to format everything, especially on these slates. It gives you a relative idea of where these guys are. It's just a lot of like meh, right? Both whips at 1.3, both Sierras at 4.6, not a K rate above 21. Walk rates between 8 and 10, K minus BB, 11.2, 11.5. Really, really very similar. Get the Spider-Man GIF. Both reduced barrels, both have reduced blast rates. Both getting by on somewhat decent BABIPs. And both going into pretty strong splits. Taiwan Walker at home so far, 178 BA allowed, 582 OPS. It's a 2.7 ERA. Gibson on the road, 700 OPS, 245, 3/4 of a homer, 9. I know I had a few people talking about the under. We smashed that one yesterday. I think we're leaving this one alone. Kind of rambled my way through. I got into the algo. Man, I literally have them tied through 5. I have Baltimore by a nose to outlast them on the quality of the pen. Brian Gabriel Camo, good morning. Hopefully I said that right. If not, Liz, put a phonetic in there. I know we got some Canadians. I want to represent. You know what I mean? Means a lot. Fire Sports, of course. We're super sharp here. Yeah, it's very, very humid today, and that's a really, really good point. The weather. Another one also. Listen, I can't do it all myself. I was looking at Kevin Roth at Roto Grinders, who does phenomenal work with the weather. There's some worries today. I actually was looking to scan, man, for a tweet that I saw. Yeah, okay, so all the East Coast games, Washington, Philly, New York, and Boston, have storm risks. Currently most concerned with Philly and Boston. That may change by the afternoon update. So that was why I kind of had that one in mind. I don't know, again, where that might go is, when you hear these weather problems, under outs, you got to give a couple percentage points to the under outs, because generally, if you get any kind of decent break, if it's early in a long break, the guy's out. If it's a decent break and the guy's halfway through, it's over. So let's move it up. We got to hurry up. This one is probably just a game to watch. Edward Cabrera on the bump with the Fish, plus 170. Man, that's actually a heavy dog on the road against the Flat Fish of Florida and Tyler Glasnow, who's been downright fantastic. If you know me, I've got my eyes on the F5 run line. Jay, let's bring that up. Let's hit that also. I've been talking about trying to be a bit more, again, it's not more like wild, just more courageous. We do all this work. We get leans to good sides with good pricing. And sometimes I become too conservative. I just don't want people to get burned following my work. I'd much rather, that's why I've always been more comfortable presenting data than presenting picks. So you could see it. Even when I present picks, I present the data with it. So you can go look it up. Then I end up finding the people that like my stuff would rather have the data, and it's like, oh, there you go. But to that point, baseball's so highly variant. We're doing all this work. We're modeling all these games. There's no time for CLV to really matter, unlike football right off a week. You got to hit these things. Shay, let's get the F5 run line, pretty please. Best pricing, we'll be using BetStamp. If we get a second, Jay can tell you about it. I don't know if we're going to have that second. So just remember, we're shopping around. Hit. I'm confused. All right. So we're going to take Miami on that first 5 run line. Again, trying to take advantage of the Tampa Bay offense, which is stunk. 92 WRC plus, really just terrible lefty. Bottom 3 in expected WOBA against lefties and righties last 30 days. That is miserable. Miami offense not great. However, they have hit lefties. Maybe we just get a run against Glass now. Gotcha, Jay. I can be so dense sometimes. Remember, most of the time when I'm confused, it's not you. It's me. So let's get Miami on the F5 and move it up. I like Cabrera. He does walk too many guys, but he does flash. I also think, it's just 15 outs we're looking for. He's got tons of swing and miss stuff. Keeps the ball down. And again, Tampa has just stunk. So we're going to kind of smash that while we can. Next up, New York on New York violence, baby. Justin Verlander and the Let's Go Mets go on the road, or I should say on the subway, over to the Bronx to meet the New York Yankees. Domingo Germán, I don't know, man. I was like, suddenly accused this guy of cheating. He had black fingerprints everywhere. He was touching the balls, sticking to him and stuff. He got caught, he got suspended. But now it's been kind of a clean, right? It's been clean. And he's been okay. I know people have seen I have the inflated ERA as of late. But remember, that's not how we roll here, right? So you really got to be careful with ERA. So check it out, Germán, the last 400 pitches, right? Sub 4 XFIP, sub 4 key minus walk ERA, 3.72 Sierra. Right, so be careful with the 6.75 ERA. I don't think that's really the guy we've got. And I'm not trying to apologize for Yankeeisms. We've just had complete meltdowns. And again, he's had a few of these outings kind of throw off the season stats, but I think you got to keep in mind that he's a pop for a serious quality start or more every single time out. Germán has been pretty good. The disciplinary basket especially, 25% K to only 8 walk, 15 swing to strike, 30.5 CFW, 30 whiff, 36-0 swing, 82 in-zone contact, right? Winning in, winning out, and he's got the bully metric going. Try and mention that once a day. Yeah, Fire Sports also, that's another one. Be careful with these overs in the rain. They're not going to look to push these guys. They have no problem getting to the 5th inning and pulling it, looking to get the game in, right? And you could get hung out to dry. So just be careful. Again, you know me, man. Always looking at, and I think your analysis is always super sharp. I think your plays are sharp. But that's the stuff that I know. I used to get me in trouble sometimes. Stupid weather. Don't push it into weather. Again, the bully metric. If you're unfamiliar, welcome aboard. We do appreciate you. Nuance and context pouring out the nose. Rate, review, and subscribe to the show because it matters more than it should. I like to look, especially in F5 betting, right? Again, we like to be very consistent in our methodology. And if we're going to bet on pitching, I've been going with unders, F5. If we're going to look for hitting, let's get the plate appearances, take advantage of the hashtag I hate bullpens and the ghost runner. So in the race to 15, one of the things I'm looking for is the bully metric. Who's going to go up and shove first strike plus chase rate when they equal 100? Germán's does, right? He gets up, he gets ahead, and can make you chase his junk. That stuff matters. Verlander's been excellent as well. I'm actually under on this one. Jay, if it's still 4.5, we can go under on this bad boy as well. Verlander, 3.47 ERA, 115 whip. The K rate a bit low, but he's been really good as of late against suppressing hard hits. 2.85 expected WOBA. 3.39 expected ERA. Again, not just to quote these X stats. Every so often, we do want to try and validate him. Smash it, Jay Bird. I did this work at The Athletic. Again, I like to do the work so you don't have to. Also, I like to make sure I could do this. Kind of validate it, at least, somewhat objectively. Remember, using in-season earned run correlations is not this perfect metric. But with all the rule changes, I thought it was worthwhile. And again, expected ERA just past the field as far as correlative in-season stuff to ER. Right behind it, expected WOBA. Best of the old school batch was XFIP. But believe it or not, WHIP was actually the best. Verlander 116, Domingo Germán 1.08. Keeping guys off base this year is the most predictive thing to keeping runners off, right? Because the contact batting average is up, batting average of balls and plays is up, and steals being up. Cubby Nola, what's up? TMNT, always, look, I think, and again, I appreciate you with the third eye on the mug, but people remember, it's not just Ninja Turtles. It's very important that we're dealing with original art, okay? To me, it's very important. As we've gone through like 49 million iterations of the Ninja Turtles, it's very important, I think, that we're keeping the late 80s animation in check. All right, man. If you know, you know. Next up, Colorado, Austin Gomber, owner of the Verb, getting gombered, plus 120 dog on a bump in the nation's capital against our Nationals. And T-Dub, Trevor Williams, minus 145 favorite at home. Gosh, I feel we should have drawn up rules this year. Anytime the Nats are favorite, and it's not Gray or Mackenzie Gore, you probably should just bet the over. I'm not sure if I got there. I mean, this one, do we even really have to break this one down? These teams just both stink. Rocky's bullpen's been good as of late. Again, right, when I was talking about going over, we want to go full game. I think we have to look maybe at the bigger set here. Again, Colorado last 40 innings, 1.8 ERA, 105 whip, 184 batting average allowed, sub 2% barrel, 0 home runs. That's going to regress. On the season, 4.6 ERA, 1.5 whip. That's kind of more what I think we're getting. And they just got rid of Pierce Johnson. That probably helped them out, right? Washington, flip side, last 32 inning, a nearly 10 ERA, nearly 2 whip. After Harvey went down, Jay, let's smash that full game over. Again, I'm trying, Cubby, if you're unfamiliar, Cubby know one of our, fantasy guys in the space. And I'd like to see the fantasy people coming over to see we got some goodness here. It's going to help you with your streaming matchups and get into maybe some of the nuance of these pitchers. You got maybe, you got to chill with my own stuff. You got to listen every day. But if you listen every day, you're getting breakdowns of every single pitcher every single day. Jay smashed that over. Again, Gomber stinks, 870 OPS. T-Dub stinks, 825 OPS, both with a 5 Sierra, both with a single-digit K minus BB, both with a whiff rate sub 20. I mean, this is the stuff we really want to go after. In particular, Gomber with some terrible splits. I mean, it's really, really brutal. And again, T-Dub really struggling at home. 251 batting average allowed, 750 OPS. That's a 5 xFIP. Same for Gomber, 5 xFIP on the road, nearly 2 homer 9. So we're going to go over Colorado and Washington. I'm also over the Colorado first 5 team total. I had to pair it with St. Louis because, again, man, it was so much fun last year hanging my hat on the first 5 team totals. We were doing so well. We were just crushing the books. They had them priced improperly. And when we were getting 115 or better, we'd play them solo. When we were getting 130s, we were doing round robins, and when we were getting the 150s, we would do the pairs, and we just smashing the books left and right. And now they're all like 150, or they go to 2.5. So the book's kind of caught up with us. So, but I do have that one on the board. Next up is the old man long in the tooth, Zach Greinke and the Royals with cheese. Going to Cleatown to face Aaron Savali and the Guardians. You know what they call Guardian in France? Le Gardien. I know. Shocking. Zach Greinke, 5.4 ERA, 1.35 whip, OPS right at 800. All the indicators in the trash. The K rate is really low at 16, but so is the walk rate below 4. Right? So whenever you see that success, that's generally at the point. I truly believe sometimes hitters get so frustrated that they like push and press. And we know he's very cerebral, right? So he's not like junk, even though he is junk balling. He's gotten crushed on the road. Greinke, 7.4 ERA, 830 OPS, 285 BA. So you roll with the Cleveland offense right now. Again, some of the fantasy stuff, people just missed. Oh, the Cleveland stinks. The Cleveland doesn't stink right now. You got to look at these teams and players in terms of sine waves. They don't move in perpetuity. They move up and down. Okay, better teams have maybe longer and higher waves. Better teams have flatter waves. They're less erratic. But everything in life moves in a wave. Let's check it out. Guardians, 272 team batting average. K rate below 17, you know that. 9% swinging strike. 92% zone contact as a team. You really don't want to go up against them. Number 1 in line drive rate at 25. The hard hit rate not great, but they take advantage because they steal. They stretch bases. They've even gotten a touch of pop. Cleveland really not to be messed with. I think they crushed them. Kansas City offense in the tank, but I still think I have the over here. Savali, I've got some negative regression coming. I know he's been really helpful for those fantasy people I mentioned. 2.7 ERA, 108 whip, 614 OPS. He's getting it done, however, right? Butt, like big shaking butt. XFIP and Sierra both north of 4.65. The K rate down below 20. 12.2 K minus BB and 10 swing and strike. Not so great. Not so great. Ground ball rate down at 38. You want that a bit higher for Savali. Yeah, he suppressed hard contact. Bow rate at 5, ex-Woba 295. But the home run to fly ball rate below 7, that's a little bit scary. Splits are just okay. Again, the ERA's been okay. Everything else, I'm not so sure about. Really hard to back these Royals, but I think we're going to have to do it. Jay, let's give it the over again, if I didn't mention it. Full game over, please. Why? Because we want to be consistent. Again, it doesn't mean you're always going to get overs because you go full game. But you do want to open yourself to the ghost runner. Because even if that's only worth 1% or 2, it's worth 1% or 2. Kansas City Royals last 31 innings, 5.8 ERA. Cleveland, not to be outdone, last 34 and 2/3, 7.8 ERA. Wonder where those Cleatown wins are going for your starting pitchers. They're going in the toilet. All right, so let's go over again. Next up, this one I kind of have as a fade. I'm going to be interested to watch. Jay, it's the Braves, Charlie Morton, Uncle Chuck on the bump in Boston against Nick Pivetta. I'm air quoting Nick Pivetta, I think. It's unlisted, and I believe that's why. Boston, yeah, Jay said no lines yet. Boston is, they're I don't know. It's like a desperate thing for me. One, first of all, if you have a starter, just list him and play him. Yeah, Jay mentioned we're getting some following usage from Pavetta, which again, funny for fantasy tying is really helpful because he gets wins. Cubby Nola, very helpful. Thank you very much. I've certainly listened to the show, hopped on NFC and edited lineups. Thanks so much. Man, appreciate it. Yeah, especially if you're doing daily stuff, or I find for Mondays the pitching matchups. Because identifying the teams to avoid is one of my greater strengths in fantasy because I think it's one of the things that people miss on, right? They automatically assign attack Washington. There are times where I'm fading Oakland and we're betting on Oakland totals because of, again, the sine wave. So hopefully that's one of the things. Hopefully word gets out and the show gets picked up next year. So it's Morton and Pavetta, Braves and Boston. Nothing listed. I don't know. Should be a good one to watch. I really don't even have much of a lean. I almost have it pretty even. Again, Pavetta's been good. It's almost impossible to bet against the Atlanta offense right now. Boston looking just as good, right? 125 WRC plus for Boston. Last 500 PAs, 850 OPS as a squad, 358. Well, by all, really, really, really good. Really good. And again, Atlanta, even at their worst, is great. So maybe just leave this one alone. Sometimes no bet better than a bad bet. Let's go get the next one. It's the pickle, George Kirby on the bump, even money on the road against Pablo Lopez and the Twinkies. We went the other way with the Twinkies. We got it late. I want to go with Kirby, Jay. Check the pricing on the F5 run line. If we can get the run line at minus 135 or better, let's get that. See him corner my third eye, my dude. NBA props 2-0. Make sure you're following my man on Twitter, printing cash as always. One of the most transparent in the game. Really appreciate you. And we, again, don't call this the restaurant where the chefs eat for nothing, right? This is not about me pumping up my own stuff. It's me talking about the quality of the viewership here, right? That's how you gauge these things, right? We're new. Again, if the show was 10 years old, maybe we'd have 1,000 followers and all this other stuff, right? We are few, we are many. Let's get back with Seattle. Okay, so here's how I wanted to rationalize this. We can get it, so let's take it. If you can get the half run at minus 135, I go there. If it's at 150, I just take the possibility for push and go with the F5. So since we get the money, let's go with the pickle. My man Kirby is just a straight up goat. One flat whip. Again, that indicator is a 2.3% walk rate, 29% ball percentage. Again, for you fantasy heads out there, keep an eye on ball percentage going forward. Jay, I see the K leader is up. Thank you very much. Man, if you don't mind putting in an extra 5 minutes today at the end, we could do a little K leader segment. If you don't mind. Again, I don't want to try and dictate. I know we were trying to keep this thing at 40, but I don't think we're going to get 15 games and the K leader in it because I didn't get to look at it at all. So Kirby's been downright freaking excellent. He is just amazing. Give me all of the control. And again, keep ball percentage in mind, greater than sign walk rate. Jeff Zimmerman had tip my man of Fangraphs. Women are shit kickers in those home shots all the time. Crazy, Lopez has been damn good, though, okay? Make no mistake. 4.2 ERA, 115 whip. He's been excellent as well. He has struggled at home. Maybe there's something to it. Maybe my man having a little too much fun with the wife and kids. 5 ERA at the crib for Pablo Lopez. Again, this is going to be tough. We're going to do it. We know it's going to be close, right? We're relying on Kirby to kind of get it done. Both of these teams have a ridiculous K rate. This game probably a good candidate for an under. You know what? Let's get that one also, Jay. But believe it or not, this is one of the few times where I'm going to buck the trend, but I'm going to back it. So we're going to go full game under, actually. Okay. Reason being, can you bring up those lines? If we get 8.5, we'd love it. Oh my gosh, we can't even get 8. Oh my gosh. I posted, man, I wonder if I still having some juice in the market. I tend to think like I don't, and sometimes I post things and the entire board moves. So now, leave it. I don't want to use 7.5. I was going to make the exception because both of these bullpens have been so good, and because both starters are a pop to go 6 or 7. Then you get the front end of both sides of the bullpen. The Jekyll or Hyde. I'm not sure which is the good one. But all right, my people kind of got that one. So, hey, If you had paid the 19 cents a day to get with the betting stuff, you would have been you would have been on that. I guess that's the best advertising I do for my own stuff. Next up, I'm not sure if this one's listed either. Texas skipped Eovaldi yesterday, ran out Sonny. I'm sorry, John Gray. Looks like they're starting Cody Bradford, the lefty opener today against Houston and JP France. Again, no lines listed. JP France, big time negative regression candidate here. 3.13 ERA, but a 1.25 WHIP. Indicators all at 4 3/4 or above. K rated 17, came on his BB down to 10. 37 ball rate, 57 first strike, 27 O swing. I mean, as kind of a disciplinary stickler, if you will, I just can't get with that. He does keep the ball down. It's been his saving grace, but righties have been a nightmare on him, and he's really struggled at home where he's pitching today. 252 BA, nearly 800 OPS, 5 ERA, more than 2 homer 9 for France. Fire Sports, I see that out of the corner of my eye. Don't bet that and move that line. Give me 20 minutes. I'll be right there. Give me 15 minutes. I'll be right there. Again, if you're missing out, you're not part of the live show. Such is life, being transparent. We lost a little bit of the steam we had when we were going on at noon. We had tons of participation. That's kind of gone down, but I really appreciate the people in there, and I still think there's some plus EV to be had hanging in the comments because I see the back and forth. Hard for me to keep up with all, but Fire Sports, we're going to get to the Daily K in a minute. Funny enough, Jay, I want to remember to mention what you said as well. So, people, this one is not listed, but in case the books are using ERA, keep an eye on the Texas team total. Okay, that's something that I really like. The Houston bullpen has not been very good. So I think they tag JP France for 3 runs. Let's move it up. That was through 5 is what I meant. I'm sorry. Kyle Hendricks on the road for the Baby Bears. Chicago Cubbies heading to the south side of town. Other side of the Windy City to meet Michael Kopech and the Pale Hose. This one is split. I saw minus 105 on both sides. Hendricks, big time regression candidate to the negative side. 3.4 ERA, 105 WHIP, 650 OPS. Yeah, the expected ERA, which I mentioned, is core, a little low. All the other indicators are really high. The K rate's so low. The swinging strike rate is so low. 17.5 whiff rate might be the lowest in the major leagues, paired with a 91% contact rate. He's been great on the road. Not sure if I'm buying it against Kopech, who's just taking us on the roller coaster ride. My gosh. Kopech and the roller coaster ride. 4.3 ERA, 1.4 WHIP just doesn't tell the tale, right? That just doesn't tell the tale because there was a month of the season where Michael Kopech quite literally was the best pitcher in baseball. And I'll admit, went in the middle of that. I was like, this is it. It's all happening. But was part of it when it started with him, of the hopes. And it just up and down, spinning completely out of control. Yeah, I'm looking at one. That time, he went 8, gave up nothing, gave up 7, gave up nothing, went 4 and a third, but struck out 10, went 7, gave up 2, struck out 9. And then just went bananas. Then it was the up and down. They started pulling back, wouldn't let him go third time through. Now they're letting him go again after he gave up 4 runs through 2/3, went 5 and 2/3 against the Mets, only gave up 1. Struck out 5, but walked 4. He's walked 4 in the last 2. He walked 7 the game before that. At least 3 walks in each of the last 5. Like, what an absolute disaster. I really having a hard time with this one. Cubbies' offense has been really good. I think I have the Cubs as the top scoring team. Maybe we'll go with that. Cubs' bullpen has been really rough, so I'm going to check the algo. Maybe that's the recipe for just a full game over. Yeah, Jay, bring up the full game. Is it 9? Cubby Noel says Kopech's been walk crazy. Cubs are one of the better teams in pitcher scene for PA. Yeah, they're going to have to get it done with rips. But let's go over 9, Jay. I like that one a lot. Because, again, we've just a million ways that this goes our way. Right, Hendricks regresses. Kopech is just himself. Or one of those bad bullpens show their stripes. Chicago bullpen, the Cubbies, sorry. Last 38 innings, that's a 5.45 ERA, 1.42 WHIP, 12% walk rate, 90 zone contact, 42 hard hit, 8.5 barrel, 2 homer 9. Yikes. Not going to get it done. So hopefully, it just something gives, right? Something got to give. I really like the 9 also. I had that yesterday with Houston. and Texas, and they actually went to 4-4, which is just lovely. I think sometimes people fail to realize that, again, even just a few percentage point outcome, getting to 8.5 or 9 is made that much easier by 4-4. It's over, right? Remember, right? You hit 4-4, it's a wrap. Next up. All right, I got to try and hustle through these. Well, we got 5 games left. All right, well, let's not bury the lead. Andrew Abbott and the Reds on the road, on the bump against the Brewtown Beer Makers and Corbin Burns. I swear, anybody like fading Burns, that was just killing me. I had him ranked up. I should have put him all the way up where he should. He looks like a damn Cy Young again. Corbin Burns is a GOAT. He might have been, I don't know if he's feeling okay. Maybe he was psyched out with the contract stuff. I think he's gonna close out like a Cy Young style. The Brewers look really good right now. Let's go with the under on this one, Jay. F5, please. Are we at 4.5? Usually that's a precursor for me. I don't like to go under straight 4. Yeah, under 4.5. Let's just hit it and get to it. Abbott's been fantastic. 2.10 ERA, sub 1 whip, 5.73 OPS. Again, Burns, 3.5 ERA, 105 whip, 5.94 OPS. And that's with the struggle bus happening early on. Each with a 3.4 expected ERA or less. Each with a 25.5% K or less. 17 K minus BB or less. I mean, this is it, man. Both looking really, really strong. The struggle here as far as the splits has been Burns, but it's only a 4 ERA, 4.45 xFIP, 681 OPS at home. Really not even that bad. Remember, I have everything formatted relative to the slate, and I have unders on this slate. So, I'm not expecting a lot of scoring tonight, and we've got bad weather. Again, I try not to overdo it. But Abbott and Burns, let's go under the 4.5. The offenses are kind of meh. Right, Cincinnati, Milwaukee, again, you kind of get the Spider-Man gif out. Let's do Cincinnati, Milwaukee, right? Slash. Batting average, 226, 224. OBP, 294, 287. Trashola. Fly ball, 34, 35. Hard hit, 35, 35. Barrel, 6-5. WRC plus 83, 73. All the makings here for that under. Let's smash that and move it on, baby. Next up. The old man, Rich Hill, long in the tooth for the black and yellow Buccos. Really disappointed me. Last night, I should name it as the Padres has disappointed me. I had a sub asking if he should take a hedge. He parlayed. I don't recommend this, but he parlayed all the street picks on my sub site yesterday. We hit the first 4. Asked if he should hedge the last one, and my answer was like, yes, you shouldn't have parlayed in the first point. He didn't, because San Diego went up 1-0 early, and it gave up the next 8 runs. So, these things happen. I didn't post this one. Jay, bring up the run line for San Diego. I kind of want to go back to the well here. Yeah, Fire Sports, dude. You and I. Handshake, Jeff. Yeah, as long as it's -1. Is it 120 or better? Yeah. Even 122, we can get that. And that's really where my cutoff line is. Usually 125 is my cutoff line for paying juice on the run line, in case you're curious. But again, I think we get it. Blake Snell, he's been excellent. Pittsburgh is terrible against lefties. Bottom 3 expected WOBA against lefties last 30. 1 stolen base, only 30 runs last 14 days. They've been really bad. Yesterday they were okay, but I just think Snell dominates. 2.67 ERA, 6.35 OPS, 120 stuff plus on the fastball. Yowza! Remember, people, just another one, little feather in the cap for not just the fantasy people, but the betting and the fantasy people that care about the science of the game and how we might be able to apply it to get an edge. There's your teaser, Jay. Stuff plus in the fastball is not on the plus scale like WRC plus, where every one is 1% better than average. Okay. 10 is a standard deviation. So 20 is 2 standard deviations better than that, which would be much better than 20% better than average. The walk rate's always been a killer, but I think Pittsburgh stinking against lefties should be enough. Pittsburgh bullpen on the season also not very good, even though they've produced a little bit lately. I mean, 45 fly ball, double-digit barrel is the answer to getting annihilated again. I'm gonna do the donkey thing, buy back on the San Diego offense, which has been fantastic, especially from a disciplinary standpoint. Number 1 in K rate, number 1 in swing and strike, number 1 in chase rate, but also pairing it with top 3 in fly ball. How you get it done? They've been just okay against lefties, better on the season than the last 30, but give me San Diego. said it was going to be fast. It really wasn't it. Next up, I'm just kind of fading this one. This one's over or nothing. Jay, bring up the line. I'm not sure if it was up when I looked. Steven Matz and the Cardinals on the road against Merrill Kelly and the Diamondbacks. Again, Kelly probably would have the edge here, but you generally attack pitchers coming off IL. I don't really like Matz, and I do like the Arizona offense. Full game, buddy. Full game over. I was hoping for 8.5. Let's just dive into the bullpens really quick, trying to confirm. Yeah, go ahead, smash it, because the Arizona bullpen is so bad. St. Louis offense starting to get warmed up also. Both of these offenses are really good. But in particular, St. Louis, top 3 WOBA righties, ex-WOBA righties last 30, but also just across the board, top 5 in runs, average OBP, OPS, but then top 8 K walk, top 5 swing and strike. 127 WRC plus since St. Louis to the moon, that offense to the moon right now. And then if you just figure Arizona gets Mats for something because they're good as well. So, yeah, let's not be chickens. Let's go over the 9. Next, up E. How much yuck could a Waldichuk yuck? If a Waldichuk could yuck, Ken Waldichuk and the Elephants bouncing on beach balls. Those Oakland Athletics on the road against the Gigantes. San Francisco treats Alex can of corn on the Cobb. Minus 270 dog. Plus 210 on the Oakland side. I don't know. I couldn't really touch this one. What's the run line on this one? Right, I guess the bet's probably San Francisco run line. Seems easy enough. Oh, Cobb off the IL. That's why I didn't bet at J fading. Fire Sports, good counter, friend. Can we get the St. Louis team total? Is it 5.5? I generally don't like to go there because I actually don't have San Fran modeled above 5, which is what I need to get to a 6. It's a 5 flat, even money, sure. Let's go, because I think we're a push at worst case. Right, if it was 4.5, we need 5 to clear. We probably would have paid minus 120. So the same 5 to clear, save the money, get the push. Again, I would think we're going over, but it's Oakland. Last game, then we're going to take a quick look at the daily K leader, everybody. Thanks again for jumping on with the show. Jay, let's do the last game, then you'll do the bet stamp. How about that really quick? And then while I take a quick look, we'll do the transfer there. Sorry, I'd like to do the ad a little bit sooner in the show, but I'm just off and running. Next up, it's Chris Bassett, the Bassett Hound, and the Bluebirds. Plus 130 dog on the road against Julio Urias and the Trolley Dodgers. Hollywood, always up to no good. This one, you know what, I'm curious. I didn't actually see it. Maybe the books are not buying it. Jay, what's the full game total, friend? Oh, it looks like books are not buying the pitching quality here. I was hoping to go 8.5. Let's just pull back in case they duke it out. I feel like I kind of missed this one. The big thing is the splits here. You know what? Maybe we want... it's juiced up, right? See, maybe we wanted Dodgers. I thought the line was a little bit closer. I don't want to pay minus 160 because I'm not an Urias fan. But he's been excellent at home. 215 ERA, 281 xFIP, 529 OPS, 179 batting average allowed at home. That's Urias. Other side, Bassett's been gross on the road. I don't know what it is. His splits are so pronounced. 304 batting average allowed on the road. LA's going to crush him. Bring up the LA team total. How about that, man? No, I might be able to get with that because the Toronto bullpen on the struggle bus as well. Is LA, can we get an LA team total of 4.5 also? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. LA 4.5. They're going to beat up on. I'm going to go with the Bassett split, but then also Toronto bullpen, last 32 innings, 4.6 Sierra, 11.5 walk, 45 fly ball, 8% barrel. It's only resulted in 1 homer 9. That's really not sustainable given the underpinnings. The Dodgers are freaking awesome, right? I mean, it's kind of fun to bet on good offenses. We're always betting on bad ones. Check it out. Dodgers, like as a team, are an all-star. And that's kind of hard to imagine because they've had so many injuries. 280 500 plate appearance pace. 282 batting average, 380 OBP, 843 OPS. 20% K to 12.5 walk. So a good batting average that gets on with extra bases. Extremely patient, sub 30% chase rate. 40% fly ball, so they put it in the air, 367 WOBA. Killing right-handed pitching, number 1 in WOBA and ex-WOBA last 30 days. Sorry to my Blue Jays friends. Jeff L. on the Bassett strikeout prop. Man, that's a tough one. Dodgers don't strike out, but the 5 is a low bar. And I think I'd like to be very honest about my own failings. I have kind of pulled away from strikeout props. I like these. I like these hitter unders. I like these hitter. We almost had a monster day. We had a bad day and made money, and that's usually how I know we're onto something. Like we had massive bad calls, missed a couple of plus 180s or something. I like the unders. There's some yumminess there. Again, the pitcher strikeout stuff is always so juiced up. But to Jeff's point, I'm generally not afraid of 4.5s. He's a 5 strikeout guy. Also, you get distance. But remember, keep those struggles on the road in mind. If they light him up, they light him up. Jay, do us a favor. You're doing such a good job scanning everybody with the bet stamp. Remember, that's betstamp.app. Jay, tell them why they're shopping around. I'm going to look at this K thing. Get back to me in 30 seconds. We'll do some damage, hopefully.
All right, sounds good, John. Guys, you know the drill. The easiest way to improve as a sports bettor is to use multiple sports books and to always get the best odds. We recommend using an odds comparisons tool like you see on the screen, BetStamp. BetStamp just simply compares odds across every sports book for games, futures, and player props. Save time and money by checking BetStamp before you bet. Download the app today. And guys, remember, if you're looking to sign up for new sports books and looking to open up some more accounts, click that link in the description, click that link in the chat, or just go to the link on the screen that you see here, betstamp.app/call to the pen. If you sign up through this link, it simply just helps support the show. So going to throw back to John now.
Okay, thank you so much. Everybody, this is your bonus edition. Call to the pen. Please rate, review, and subscribe. Let's put together one of these tickets as fast as we can. I'm just going to give it to you from XCOM. XCOM, give it to you from the, man, just from, I don't know, I got my sheets up. Let's go from the pitchers with the strongest strikeout portfolios, and then we'll look at the teams that K the highest and look for some kind of matching. So Tyler Glass now, he's got to be near the top. Blake Snell's got to be near the top. Pablo Lopez. I wonder, how about, then I think Cabrera and Erod feel like the first guys that would be in the second level. That's correct. Cabrera and Erod are both at 20-1. Jay, basket, please. Right, that's right. Just where we want to be, guys that have the ability to just go out there double digits. Then I think it's Abbott, Burns, Herman, Kopech. I know Kopech 41. Domingo Herman at 150 is an absolute smash, Jay. That's like a must. I just named a couple names that I lost. I forgot them all. Oh, Abbott 21. All right, let's flip on the other side. Offenses that are striking out a ton, and maybe we see if we compare something. So I got to do the matches. Colorado, no, that's Williams. It's not any good. Minnesota, that's Kirby. I don't really think of him as the big strikeout guy. 21-1. Kirby in consideration, but I'm not so sure. The Angels are striking out like crazy right now. That's Erod, so you got to definitely put the bump on Erod for certain. I got Philadelphia striking out a ton. Baltimore, that's Gibson, which is kind of meh. I got Pittsburgh, who's Blake Snell, so he's got to be a bump. When you get the bump on the guys up top, no, 350. You can't go plus 350. Remember, let's just do the tip real quick. Instead of 350 for Snell, bet his 10 strikeout alt prop. There's almost no way a 10 strikeout alt prop is not going to be plus 350. And then at least in that case, you have the assurance of getting paid at 10 strikeouts, where if someone else goes for 11, you won't win the daily K. So as much as fun it is to win the daily K and kind of look cool with that, we want to make money more than anything else. Then it's Oakland, man. Oakland doing a ton of swinging and missing, a ton of chasing, and that's Alex Cobb. Not really a strikeout guy, but if he's buried at the bottom, that's how you that's one way to put it together. Alex Cobb is 21-1. I don't know if I'd go there. Kopech at 41-1, perhaps. And I think that will do it, Jay. Let's, real quick. Man, okay, Jay, hold on. Let's just check. Jay tossed one in from three-point land. He's got Aaron Savale. I mean, the strikeout stuff is pretty weak. And Kansas City not striking out. I'd probably not go there this time. I think I'm going to stick with the guys that we mentioned. So I like Herman at 150. We like Abbott 21, Kirby 21, Erod Cabrera at 20. That's our 5. So we got 5 picks at 20. for one or better with the big eyeball on Domingo Herman. That is the massive, massive, massive misprice. Mets striking out 23% of the time, only 8.5 walk, zone contact below average. That's the one that could get us home with the long shot. So thank you everybody right at the 45-minute mark. We can't appreciate you more than we do. Please subscribe. Our subscriber number's kind of stalling. I know. It's football season, but let's keep hacking along, right? You put this show on in August. It's the same speed, the same passion, same energy, same work ethic. Hopefully a dash of professionalism that you got in April. It means a ton to us. Jay scanning down the board, I should say, for the players on the go. You can always just go to the end of the YouTube video and check the plays, little screenshot, press the thumb, press the bell while you're at it. Podcast people, 5-star reviews to the front of the line because it matters way more than it should. So from Big Johnny Stud and Jay Bird, keep an eye out for the football stuff if you're into it. I got football. I got to have the cheapest premium football content in the industry anywhere. No one is going to have more football stuff for $10 all season. That's it. $10 once. That's it. All the fantasy research. Oh my God, the sheets are so in-depth. And I believe they're easy to use. Team stuff, player stuff. Look for me to hopefully be doing some football stuff with Rob. My football podcast. I have Dwayne McFarland on Friday. It should be really, really good stuff. So, all right, everybody. Follow me on Twitter any time of day, any day of the week. Check out the baseball data. And hopefully we'll see you at the window. Enjoy the games. Enjoy your day. When we're done with the book, enjoy the pay. And remember, when you work this hard, there's a lot less like luck. Yo, check it tomorrow, 9:30. Bye.